Good morning, everyone, and thank you for connecting with us for our morning devotion. When I was preparing for this morning's devotion, my mind and my thoughts was all over the place, and God quickly gathered my thoughts and drew me to His Word. In Habakkuk chapter 1, verses 1 to 4, it says, "The oracle that Habakkuk the prophet saw, O Lord, how long shall I cry for help, and you will not hear, or cry to you violence, and you will not save? Why do you make me see iniquity, and why do you idly look at wrong? Destruction and violence are before me. Strife and contention arise. So the law is paralyzed, and justice never goes forth. For the wicked surround the righteous, so justice goes forth perverted." More than 2,600 years ago, Habakkuk was a man just like you and I, who had questions like we have today. And interestingly, the name Habakkuk means to wrestle and to embrace. If you take anything away from this morning's devotion, I want you to take away these two words, to wrestle and to embrace. I get this picture of two boxers in a boxing ring, and each opponent striking the other one. And you find that sometimes they end up in an embrace. And I really get this picture that God is asking us to do just that we need to wrestle with Him, and when life gets tough, to embrace Him. When the questions don't get answered, embrace Him. Because one thing's for sure is that everything else will fade, but God will remain eternal. And so, these are anxious times for us. We are wading through the third wave of the pandemic. And on the other hand, we are dealing with such strife in our country. And, we ask this infamous question that Habakkuk asked, through some 2,600 years ago is, where are you, God? Where are you, God, in the midst of all of this? And I want to encourage you that God is on His throne. God is never too far away from us. God is beside us, and He's within us, and He's before us, and He's behind us. God embraces us. And I really encourage you to find God moments in the day and embrace Him. Embrace God, because God is the only true and everlasting source of hope that we have in these uncertain times. Friends, the Bible is true, is that we are living in the last days, and whilst life might not get better, and in fact, if you read the book of Habakkuk, God actually responded to Habakkuk at one time, and He said to Habakkuk that things will get worse before it gets better. And that might just be the case for us. I don't know whether things will get worse before it will get better. But one thing I know for sure is that God will see us through. That in God we shall trust and put our hope and our faith. I like what Habakkuk says in chapter 3, which is the last chapter. And in verse 17, he says, "Though the fig tree should not blossom, nor fruit be on the vines, the produce of the olive fail, and the fields yield no food, the flock be cut off from the fold, and there be no herd in the stalls, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will take joy in the God of my salvation. God, the Lord, is my strength. He makes my feet like the deer's. He makes me tread on my high places." And one thing's certain is that Habakkuk, at the end of chapter 3, has come to realize that God is the source of hope and life and strength, even in strife, even in uncertain times. And I want to encourage you that God is true to His word, and He will remain our everlasting God, even in this uncertain time. So have a wonderful Monday. Have a wonderful week ahead. Even in the uncertainty of life, trust God, embrace God, and wrestle with God. God bless you.